You're listening to Delayed Replay, the podcast where we recap and review movies that got delayed in that other universe for various reasons, but came out on time in our universe, and therefore come out pretty different for some reason. You might think this is improvised, and well, that's on you. I'm Steven Shinder, and welcome to the show. Airing sometimes every other week, sometimes one week and then the next week. It really depends. Just roll with it. Season 7.
Hello, listeners. Welcome to another episode of Delayed Replay, that podcast where we recap and review movies that got delayed in that other universe for various reasons, but came out on time in our universe. I'm your host, Steven Shinder, and joining me to talk about Scream VII, the version in our universe, it is Josiah and Mike from How Star Wars Is It? How's it going, guys?
Hi, it's going great.
I'm glad to be here.
Nice.
Love that this movie came out and that I've already seen it Scream 7 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited that I see Scream 7 because I've been so excited for it because I actually do love Scream, but I feel bad for the any version of us in any other universe that hasn't gotten to see it yet. Those poor schmucks, you know?
Yeah, like we got to see it like last year or whenever, and for some reason over in that other universe they use the number 7, whereas here it's the Roman numeral 7 for consistency's sake, which thank God for that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, because if they didn't use the Roman numeral, it would almost be like they were like cutting loose the two young new lead actors or something.
Yeah.
And of course, they haven't done that.
Right.
Right.
To cut loose the two new young actors that you're rebuilding an entire franchise around would be foolish, short-sighted.
Yeah.
You know? And especially over something that then over the next ensuing years will prove to be actually pretty correct.
The right point of view.
Yeah.
Pretty rough. But I'm glad that in this universe that didn't happen. And Melissa, I do love Melissa Barrera in this.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, don't even get me started.
No, yeah, she and Jenna Ortega, like they're great in this. Like the younger cast, like I really enjoy what they've been doing with the younger cast for these newer movies. But just to rewind, like kind of explain to the listeners like your guys' history with the Scream franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a fun relationship with the Scream franchise because this was like Scream was the first like scary movie that I saw that, you know, since it's also funny and it's not like that scary, you know, that like fully made me become a fan of like the horror genre. So like Scream was kind of a gateway drug for me. And I think like to this day, the first Scream is probably like, I don't know, top 10, top 20 movies of mine. Like it's up there for me. It's one of my faves. And that's true of every Josiah in every universe, by the way.
Yeah.
That's like it's like the speed of light. It's like Josiah's universal constant.
Every Josiah, whether he has a tail or not, loves Scream. The first one.
I'm actually in a very my story is basically the same as what you just said. I probably had seen a number of other horror movies too, but like I had certainly not seen enough horror movies prior to Scream for Scream to have worked the way it was intended. Or rather, you know, like it's so all about how like the tropes of horror movies, and it's like the most meta movie ever. And I had maybe seen Halloween and like one or two other scary movies, and I'm watching the movie Scream going like, yeah, those are all the tropes.
Yeah.
I had no real frame of reference, but like I think to say kind of what you just said too, Josiah, like gun to my head, it's in my top, certainly like you said, top 20 movies, but like I should make a list of my top 10 favorite movies because Scream might be squeaking in there.
Yeah, I think it's probably like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I mean, what else do I like more?
Right. And then, of course, we've covered all the 6 prior movies on our podcast. We're waiting until we both see this one 7 times before we cover it on How Star Wars Is It.
Right, and I've only seen it.
So Josiah has to catch up.
Yeah, I've seen it Scream 6 times.
Yeah.
But I have seen Scream 6, 7 times. 6,
And by the way,
7.
6, 7.
Yay, that's never gonna age.
And that's also
That's huge in this-
Universal.
Yeah, that's also
Yeah.
Universal. Yeah.
Yeah, it was created by Universal, the studio. They came up with
Yes.
6,
Yeah,
7, and put it in the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah.
They sort of incepted it.
It stars Chris Pratt, Kevin Hart, Gal
Chris-
Gadot,
Chris Pratt is 6. Kevin Hart is 7.
The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is 6'7".
Right, he's there.
Right.
But we're not covering that movie. We're talking about our.
No,
Scream.
of course not.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're talking about Universal.
Kind of a
Studios
controversial
6, 7.
movie, you know.
Yeah. 6, 7 was super controversial.
I did, just before we get off of that topic though, I do appreciate that they released it in the US on June 7th, but they released it in the UK on July 6th.
Yes.
They didn't want any confusion.
Yeah.
That was very.
Or rather, the 6th of July.
Right.
Right. So when I was, I want to say like 4 or 5, like my older brother rented the first Scary Movie, you know, that series,
Scary
the
movies.
parody movies.
Sure.
And at that time, I don't think I knew that was like a parody, like that it was supposed to be funny. So like there are bits of that were kind of scary to me. And especially like the Blair Witch parody where all the boogers are coming out. It was so disgusting. I threw up. And so for a while I thought, oh, I hate scary movies. But then in like 3rd grade, I started reading Goosebumps books and watching the episodes. And I'm like, okay, maybe I do kind of like scary stuff. And then 6th grade, the Saw movies kind of got me. If those are my gateway, then 4 years later, I started watching slasher movies, and a couple of franchises in, I checked out Scream, you know, the original trilogy, and I was like, oh, this, you know, the first one rocks. It's a classic. The second one, I think at the time, I thought maybe I liked it more than the first because I truly could not guess the twist, but looking back, I think I would still put number 1 at the top, and then 3, even though I like 3, it's my least favorite. I think whenever a horror franchise takes the premise to Hollywood, it can really be a miss. You know, Seed of Chucky, the Psycho 2 novel, what I hear, but for the Scream universe, it makes sense. And then Scream 4 I watched whenever I was able to like finally rent that DVD, and like 5 was a really surprisingly, like I was surprised how much I enjoyed it as like a return to the franchise, but then I appreciate how 6 deviated even more, like with less of the nostalgia, you know, really focusing more on the younger characters. So I think 6 became my favorite of the sequels. And yeah, have you guys been feeling about the newer sequels like prior to 7?
I kind of think of them in like a separate bucket almost. Like I liked 5 and 6 and of course 7. But I think of them as kind of this like other thing. Not that they aren't sequels, but you know what I mean? They're sort of like I feel about them a very similar way that I feel about the Star Wars sequel trilogy, which is like, yeah, it's all part of the same world, but like it's decidedly another beast.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way where I'm not going to, like, if I'm making a favorites list or like a tier ranking or whatever, like I'm going to take the new movies and kind of put them in their own other category.
Yeah.
Of like, you know, I'm not going to try to rank them against the original 3 or 4, I guess. But I do like 5 and 6. I think that like something they, you know, I think that's something I really liked about 7 was that we like, because I think 5 and 6 sort of, it's still a comedy to an extent, like there's still funny parts, but they kind of lean more into the gore and the kills, you know, and like the kind of like gruesomeness.
Yeah,
Well,
there's still that intensity.
Yeah. And there were no musical numbers in 5 and 6.
No, and that's what, Mike, crazy that you said that, because the first thing I thought of was like, I love the musical numbers in 7.
Yeah.
And I think they were kind of trying to do an homage to 2, you know,
when he gets
Jerry
up on
O'Connell's when he gets up and he starts singing the song.
Right.
I think they were trying to do an homage to that, but like the full choreography for the kills And that really was a one long sequence. And I think, and also like let's use Melissa Barrera when we have her. All right,
Sure.
Yeah.
She was great in The Heights. She's great in this one. And I can't wait for that Best Song Oscar.
You know how you know how they make that reference to Austin Powers and Goldmember? You know, like in Austin Powers where it begins and they're making a movie and the director is Steven Spielberg. I thought it was really fun that in Scream VII, they just show Kevin Williamson and he just sort of talks to the camera for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he calls us heroes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are heroes for coming to the movies.
Yeah, and it was in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the sort of like pre-thing where they're like, thanks for coming out to theaters or whatever.
I like that because like a lot of times movies these days don't give you an intermission for a long movie. And since this movie was 3.5 hours,
Right.
I needed that 15 minutes of him being like, you guys are heroes. Thank you so much for coming to the movies. And then I just left. After he said it once, I left, and when I came back and he was still saying it, I was like, "Okay, I didn't miss anything."
Yeah, in my like fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh viewings of the movie, that was definitely the like bathroom break. Like, go refill your popcorn,
But not in the bathroom. You don't want to refill your popcorn in the bathroom.
No. I've made that mistake before.
Tell me about it.
And you only make that mistake 3 or 4 times before you say enough.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen it enough times that you've gotten all 3 of the alternate endings?
What?
Because that's what I'm having trouble with in my ranking. Even just taking 5, 6, and 7 as their own little bucket, I think my ranking would be 7, 5, 7, 6, 7. Because of the different alternate endings.
I see.
Yeah, I think they were doing like an homage to Clue. And I mean, props to Christopher Landon with his directing of this. He could really feel the Clue influence. And, you know, he's done Happy Death Day movies and Freaky. So you could really feel like this is him doing Scream.
Totally.
And I like how, you know, the 5th one was, okay, this is a requel. The 6th one was like, this is a franchise. But with the 7th one, they were saying when a franchise goes on for so long, it becomes a parody. So you have like all these things going on.
Yeah.
They acknowledge the spoofy movie series, which I guess is what the scary movies are in this universe, in the Scream universe.
In the universe that has the movie Stab, the parody of it was Spoofy Movie. Which is funny because that doesn't inherently say that it's a spoof of horror. But I mean, that's what they called it, so...
It's kind of like, it's like Animal House. You know?
And Marlon Wayans and Anna Faris are in the Spoofy movies.
Yeah.
And so is Spoofy and his son... And it's called A Spoofy Movie.
Yeah.
He's always like, Sporsh!
Yeah.
Sports. I like it was that, and like the fact that the musical number was, you know, diegetic.
Yeah.
Right? And it's them doing a music comedy showcase of the story of Scream 5 and 6.
Right.
Is fun and sort of meta. I love the meta-ness. It really doubles down the meta-ness. Now, I do think it's weird that I've seen it 6 times, and I didn't want any spoilers, so Mike hasn't even told me, neither of you have told me what the other endings are, but I got the same ending every time, which feels statistically improbable.
That does.
But like, I don't want to Google to see what the other ones are, because I don't want to get spoiled.
Yeah. They're wildly different.
Yeah, I think it depends on... I don't remember if it depends on which theater you go to, because I know there's like Regal, AMC, and the other one, or if it depends on like what time of a day you see it, or if it's just completely random. But I thought it was fun that they did that. The musical element also fun, because, you know, horror musicals are certainly a thing. I've talked before about how me and my friends saw the musical a couple of months ago. It was a hilarious parody.
Nice.
So this kind of felt like a tip of a hat to that sort of culture, which made it feel all the more real when you have like these annoying people within the universe of the movie who are like, horror should be serious. They can't make a musical based on it.
Yeah.
And then seeing them get killed is like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them killed by a musical note, like in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
It was like a flying eighth note and got that sharp flag on it.
They did bring Sam Raimi on for this one just as consultant.
I mean, yeah, all the different like classic horror directors making cameos was really cool. How they all had that one big number where they sang in like 11-part harmony.
Well, and they also each got 15 minutes to talk to the camera too, which was fun because it was like sort of them being like,
okay, so the only alternate ending you've seen is the one with all the horror directors.
Wait, you're telling me that's on every? They don't have 15 minutes for every 10 each director?
No, some of it is just like more story.
That what?
It's not just like a weird lecture circuit.
Okay, well, I've seen it 6 times and I thought it was mostly a TED talk. So, I guess. Wow.
Did you guys catch when they were showing a clip from Stab, which of course is like their version of Scream 5, that the character that in Scream played by Dermot Mulroney, in Stab played by Dylan McDermott?
Oh, I didn't even connect that. Yeah.
Felt like that was pretty clever.
There's layers to that.
Uh-huh.
There's layers. And that's what these I think it's I you know, Steven, you mentioned the younger cast earlier, and I know like I love seeing Dermot. You know, it was fun to have him back. I love seeing, I mean, Courtney Cox looks incredible.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that she's got those little bangs again.
Right. They went even smaller with the bangs.
Uh-huh.
And actually, it's a buzz cut. She has small bangs covering her entire head.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I like to call that little bangs. I guess I never learned the term buzz cut.
No, buzz cut is like when you have little bangs covering your whole head.
Uh-huh.
But I thought that was cool. I do like that they had the ghost of Dewey come back.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like they weren't like, no, he's actually alive. It was like fully a ghost.
Yeah.
And I like them leaning into the supernatural a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, and the younger cast. That's what I was gonna say. We've got, you know, obviously Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera back, but they got every Stranger Things kid.
Uh-huh.
And they just marched them on screen and murdered them one by one.
Yeah.
And then took their bodies up. Like, it wasn't even, they didn't even get to be a character. They were just like, check it out. And they just, assembly line killed them.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think it's a commentary, you know?
A commentary of how people are tired of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another fun, like, actor, like, behind the scenes little thing they did. Gabe Weathers, you know, Gail Weathers' dad, was Brian Cox. Like, I don't think they're related, but I thought that was funny.
That's
fun.
Yeah, Hannibal Lecter himself. That's
yeah. Dr. Lecter from
Manhunter.
Manhunter.
Yeah, they got all the Hannibals and who are around in this movie. They got Anthony Hopkins. They got
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah,
Mads.
Yeah, they were kind of red herrings in the movie.
Yeah, and of course, Mads Mikkelsen was reading Mads magazine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And when you see a bunch of, cannibals on screen at once, that was the fun thing is they were all playing Hannibal. You know, they weren't different characters. They were all playing Hannibal Lecter.
Right.
And so they were doing like the Spider-Man thing where they were like pointing at each other, you know? And you're thinking like, it's got to be one of them. They're famous serial killers.
Uh-huh.
And then they just killed them too. Assembly line moved them off the stage.
Yeah. You know? It kind of felt like with that, they were trying to do a commentary on the multiverse trend. You know, there's even a moment where, you know, the characters think about like, should we reach out to like these other characters? And it's like the ones who are like in the Scream TV show, like the first couple seasons and season 3. But then they're like, no, we don't need to like reach out to other people who faced killers and stuff. Like we got our own team. Like that's too much, you know?
Yeah, but like Randy Meeks' like niece and nephew, I can't remember what their characters' names were, but you know, they're always
Chad and Mindy, I think.
Yeah, right. They're always sort of the Randy stand-ins in these, and they do that moment where they sort of explain the rules of the movie or whatever. And when they kind of essentially just almost had like a podcast episode where they were talking about how like I really thought it was cool. Like the state of cinema these days is just sort of like cast bankable stars and like don't worry about the story being good. So like the sort of assembly line thing was sort of a cool, you know, like at one point I think Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon both showed up, and they're like, "Yeah, kill them too." You know, like it was just sort of like you just need to see celebrities. That's what gets butts in seats.
Yeah, because Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon in the Scream universe are like alternate universe versions of each other. Apparently.
Right? Yeah.
Right. Jimmy Kimmel is Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Fallon is Jimmy Kimmel.
It's called The Tonight Show with Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon Live.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
In my tell me if this is true in the other versions, but in my version, that little podcast also did have 15-minute guest spots from all the horror directors again.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it was long.
That's right. You said the thing earlier about like the movie's 3.5 hours long. You just got the long one.
Oh, you know, was there a commentary version that? Is that
was one of the other ones. I called it an alternate ending, but it was really more alternate film altogether.
Yeah, well, the versions, it would have like the director thing and like a picture-in-picture thing, so you would see that while the other stuff in the world of the movie is happening. It was really weird.
Yeah, sometimes I couldn't understand what the characters were saying because like the director was talking over it, and I was confused. So I really don't know what happened in the movie.
Well, so you did see that one, though.
I did see... Wait, no. Yes, the one with all the commentary.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and the interviews and the podcast.
And then during the podcast, they did the whole, like, I don't know if it's 5 minutes, 2-minute long DraftKings ad.
Oh, there was a DraftKings ad for every director commentary segment.
That's right.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But I am now $1,000 in debt to DraftKings.
Oh, good.
Oh, damn.
So it worked. It worked on me.
Well, at least he helped the movie at the box office for what it's worth.
My ticket was $100. How much was your guys' ticket?
Wait. Did you buy this ticket like at the box office or from someone like kind of suspicious?
It was like a really suspicious guy right outside the theater. And I had already bought tickets, but then he said he had ultra mega tickets. And so I got one from him and it was $100.
You shouldn't do that. Was this at the Landmark?
No, this was at the Schmiegel Schminema.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's not a real movie theater.
Hold on. Wait, what? Wait, how big was the screen at your guys' place? Because mine was like a cathode ray tube, like TV.
Well, at one of the screenings I went to, it was like the size of like. This was like a real weird theater. It was like the size of like, a wristwatch screen. So like everyone had to be gathered around it and like looking at the thing. And it was like, it was really annoying, like being next to everyone like that around that.
What did you guys think about the sort of vertical aspect ratio?
I love it.
Like, clearly they wanted to like play on TikTok and stuff like in the future, but like that, kind of weird in the theater, right?
That honestly like annoys me when I see it in a bunch of things, but because it was like Scream doing it and they had like I guess they kind of had something to say about it. I guess I was more open to it, and the scenes that they would do like would still be entertaining enough. Like I know we talked about like the assembly line thing and like the monotony of that, as well as they do show Sydney, but we only see like she has like a mundane life going on when it shows her before coming back to everything happening. Like the monotony of it really felt Lynchian in a weird way.
Yeah. The freaking director was just gabbering over all the jabbering
and gabbering.
Yeah. Those are common phrases in our universe.
But my vertical.
Did your tail get stuck in your mouth?
Yeah, sorry. My aspect ratio was vertical, but I enjoyed it because they did have subway surfers installed in every seat, so you could like everyone was playing it at the same time, and so it was kind of hard because you weren't sure if your inputs were going through.
Yeah.
Or if it like whoever touched it last, that's what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And we did get like a pretty high score, so that was fun.
It's weird how often they mention Cotton Weary. Because he dies in 3, right?
Yeah.
Like,
he's
not. We don't see him in the way that we keep seeing the ghost of
Dewey.
Yeah, of Dewey, but then also that sort of memory ghost in Sam's head of what's his face?
Oh, Billy Loomis.
Yeah. What is Skeet Ulrich? That was the name I was looking for. So it's weird that we have an actual ghost, Dewey, and then we have the sort of like Han Solo and the Rise of Skywalker like memory ghost of Billy, but then they just keep talking about Cotton, and we don't like see him at all.
No, he's sort of like the glue that holds this movie together in a weird way. Even though he wasn't that important in 3.
And then his, of course, niece and nephew, Silk and Linen, were like major things.
Yeah, they were huge.
Yeah.
They were huge.
What'd you think of the actors they got to play them, Silk and Lennon?
I thought that it was smart.
Yeah.
To cast the Sprouse brothers.
Yes.
But it was weird that one was just decidedly called Niece.
Yeah. They were like, this is the girl.
Yeah.
I thought it was good casting. I love seeing those sweet boys, you know. And
S-U-I-T-E.
Yeah, whether they're on deck or in a hotel.
The sweet boys of Silk and Linen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think one of my favorite characters in all of cinema really is Stu Macher.
Ah, yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think it's fun they brought back Matthew Lillard in his Five Nights at Freddy's costume, where he's like big animatronic evil guy.
Right.
That was a nice crossover. I like that they're doing and once again, like Scream gets away with it, right? Because it's all meta.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, Stu's
and people were like, "Who's that shaggy guy?"
Yeah.
Like, remember when that person said that? Yeah.
He was like, "It wasn't me." You know?
And in one of the previous movies, they mentioned that like they show that like Vince Vaughn was like he played Stu Macher in the Stab movies. So here we see Vince Vaughn playing that version of himself, but he of course gets killed by the Ghostface killer in this.
Right. Yeah.
And that one, that was almost, I thought that they had really killed Vince Vaughn. They looked in the camera and they said, "This one is
looked
real."
Like real news footage.
Yeah, and the Ghostface killer was like, "The Psycho remake sucked," before doing the killing blow.
Too faithful.
Yeah. And
Too much color.
Yeah.
Cut to a different resolution at that point, and it was just like looked like it was filmed on an iPhone or something.
Yeah, on one of the Tokyo Drift flip phones that were from ostensibly further in the future than they actually were.
2017,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys get the trailer for Fast? It's just called Fast.
Yeah.
It's a reboot. It's just called Fast.
Right.
Vin Diesel in the trailer said, "Listen, we decided it was getting too crazy. We decided to start over."
Yeah, he was weird. He said, "We're too sleepy."
He's like, "I'm so tired."
That was weird.
Yeah, I remember the tagline in the trailer was like, "Fast. That's the speed at which we reboot."
Yeah.
And it was all mocap, but they're like digital. They're putting digital de-aged faces of the entire cast onto Andy Serkis, who's doing every part.
Yeah, but Andy Serkis has to have the same amount of screen time playing Vin Diesel as the amount of screen time he plays everyone else.
Right.
So the movie is weird.
And of course it's playing exclusively in Smeagol Cinemas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the guy in the trench coat was like hunched over, and he had he kind of talked like that.
Did he have a bunch of little balls all over him, like on his shoulders and elbows and stuff? Little ping pong balls?
Oh, underneath the trench coat, yeah.
Oh, not on the outside?
No, because that was his. He was like, "I just left work," and he threw off a trench coat or threw on a trench coat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So when he kind of like opened up the trench coat to sell you the super mega ticket, you could see some of the ping pong balls and
what I
tracking
saw
markers.
When he did that, what I saw was like Vin Diesel, because I saw a head that looked like Andy Serkis, and when he opened up his trench coat, I saw full Vin Diesel body.
You could just pull You could recognize Vin Diesel's just body out of like a lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, his pecs,
Sure.
and those traps,
Uh-huh.
really strong.
Wow, that's impressive.
And he had a belt buckle that said Vin Diesel.
Oh, well.
And also his shirt said, I am Riddick.
Oh yeah, that's a huge tip off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And
you
he's the
can't
only
buy
one.
that shirt.
No, he's the only one who's watched Riddick.
It's illegal.
Yeah, because the movie is like way too dark to even see anything.
I did try to watch it with friends in college, and I think we did go like, this is too dark. Like, I really don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we sort of talk about the different endings? I know we're kind of going all over the place, but
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how the movie is anyway.
Well,
Right.
I can't really talk much about the plot because, like I said, like the director was talking over a lot of stuff.
Right.
So I really don't. I saw the kills happening,
Right.
and I can kind of like sort of guess about what happened, but
Okay, did you have a favorite kill?
Oh, yeah.
probably when they went back in time and Ghostface killed JFK. That was really cool.
Yeah.
That was,
Ghostface
like-
killed JFK.
Yeah, he wasn't the shooter on the hill. They just like redid it, and they had him like he was in a Jackie Kennedy mask, and then it was like Mission Impossible style. He pulled it off and he kills JFK. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And once again, that's just Scream for you. They can get away with stuff like that.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
then when he went back
also
in time and he killed Hitler's baby.
yeah. But also like in the style of weirdly the Mission Impossible of that other universe, they do a recap of the previous Scream movies and make it seem like everything is more connected than it already
It actually
was.
is, yeah.
Yeah, that
That's when you were asked the question. Is that what it was? Make the choice.
Yeah.
and that was like another good bathroom break moment. If you've already seen the other movies.
Right. My favorite kill was probably the one that was sort of the homage to the Final Destination movies, where it was just like a crazy Rube Goldberg turn of events of like a billiard ball landed on a rake, which kicked the lawnmower on, and then it like moved forward and all the rest,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
think
love those movies.
Yeah, I think my favorite kill was because in this movie they go to a bunch of different locations, like more than you should have to for a Scream movie. So like
Yeah.
when they were doing that fight in the Eiffel Tower and there was the kill there, I was like, man, I'm really feeling like I could fall off this thing just watching this movie.
Yeah, totally.
And that's how I felt because I was in 4DX. And so at the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, so the $100 ticket did get you like an upgrade.
Well, is 4DX like, do they strap you in like with leather straps and they put like a sort of metal bowl on your head and kind of electrocute you the entire time?
Oh,
That doesn't sound like fun.
It didn't feel good.
I think
But-
you gotta stop going to that. I would say movie theater, but I gotta tell you, I don't think that's a movie theater.
But I've got a pass. I've got a membership.
Oh, like movie pass?
Yeah, they let me see as many movies as I want, and I only had to pay $1,000.
Boy.
And I've got to see at least 300 more to really get my money's worth.
Man, if this were all made up, this could be a commentary on something.
Totally.
Yeah, unfortunately,
But
it's just reality.
alas, it's real. I
the way
did think
things
the
are.
Paris sequence was great. I thought it was funny how they did the thing that they do in what was it? Avengers: Age of Ultron, where they show the name of the city they're in and like huge letters on the
Oh,
middle.
they did that in Civil War, and yeah, that
Civil
bugged
War,
me like
that's right.
hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
thought,
really made a lot of references to other movies in this movie. Like, more so than the Scream movies make a lot of movie references, but they tend to be horror movie references. But this one, they had the whole Hello Dolly song and dance number.
Yeah.
They're making references to the MCU.
there was,
Yeah.
and the tough part with all the location changes is that, like, I really think in 6, there was
This time it's New York.
right. It was like
Yeah.
New York was
It was
kind
more
of a character.
focused.
Yeah,
New York was sort of a character in the movie.
Right.
And then this time, when it's like every scene we're changing cities, I'm like, this is too many characters. I'm
Right.
like, I barely know Paris. Like, who is she?
The Paris, the character from the last 2 Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, I was like, why is she here?
Right.
And then when they tried to kill the idea of Hamburg, I was like, you can't kill a city.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
that was weird.
maybe
Yeah.
that's also an MCU reference to Sokovia.
And when they introduced the character Hamburger, I thought to myself, Hamburger, I hardly know her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I just thought I thought trying to kill cities was like a bridge too far. Or
You know the Hamburglar?
uh-huh.
I don't know him
that-
personally, but I know of him.
Yeah. I
That
know.
his name doesn't come from Hamburglar. It comes from Hamburgle.
Wait,
Like,
what?
he's you know
What?
so
Is
a
this
lot of
true
people-
just in our universe or in every universe?
you know how like people think like helicopter is helicopter, but it's actually helico and pater. Like helico means like spin and pater means
I've
fly,
never
like
thought about
pterodactyl. So it's like re-bracketing linguistically. So Hamburglar is not a Hamburglar. He is someone from Hamburgl, which is a city just near Hamburg
Oh, I see.
in Germany.
Right. The crazy thing was too, and I'm glad you bring up the Hamburglar, because like that reveal that he was Ghostface,
Right.
Yeah.
or sorry, one of the ghosts.
One of them, right.
Yeah.
Because they really jumped the shark with how many ghost faces were in.
Do we want to just take turns naming who all the ghost faces were?
Yeah, we could do that.
Obviously, you said the Hamburglar.
Hey, yeah. I'll go and say that's my first one, Hamburglar.
Okay.
Okay. And one of the endings, I know that they show that Matthew Lillard is one of the ghost faces. Like, it's not Stu Macher back to life in this ending. It's Matthew Lillard. He auditioned for Stab 1 back in the day, but lost it to Vince Vaughn. And so this is like his revenge. He's like,
Yeah,
look at me. I look just like him. I should have gotten the part.
Yeah, the actor. I think probably my favorite was Sandy from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Like, she takes off the real mask, and then it's revealed it is a cartoon squirrel wearing a oxygen dome.
Yeah, because Paramount's involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be. Yeah, that's the first three, and then there were
Well, there were 7.
There were 7 total, because Scream
Yeah.
7. The next one, my next favorite, because obviously those 3 were my first 3 favorites too.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, my next favorite one that I really liked was probably they had a guy who was claiming to be Elvis, and that was kind of a through line for the first part of the movie. Was that like, is this guy really the real Elvis?
Uh-huh.
And he looks old, obviously. Like, he doesn't look
Very.
like an Elvis impersonator. He looks like
Yeah.
an old man. And he was like, I'm actually Elvis. So that was kind of a cool like subtle kind of thing where I was like, why do we care so much about youth? You know?
Right.
Obviously we just killed all these Stranger Things kids, so like let's really revel in the ability to age. And I liked
Yeah.
that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah, and one of the other killers was like one of those, really annoying fans who hates spoof movies, as like, these spoof movies are making fun of my favorite movies, which are
Yeah.
the stab movies. And yeah, like it felt way too real to the point of being uncomfortable how annoying this character was.
Yeah, like, he did not seem to be an actor.
Yeah.
That was someone they found.
I think probably my other favorite was it was Chucky and the Bride of Chucky on each other's shoulders,
Oh,
making a like mostly 6 foot tall person.
yeah.
It was funny too because Bride of Chucky reveals it's her, but obviously
Yeah.
she's not that tall.
Tiffany,
So then they open
yeah.
the robe, and then Chucky has a mask on and reveals it's him. That's who she's standing on his shoulders.
The last killer I thought was the smartest, but it was really clever because they held up a mirror to the camera, and they said it's you.
Yeah.
But of course, all that we see is just the camera,
Yeah,
like the
infinite-
camera guy.
Yeah.
So it didn't really work. I understand like the
Yeah, you
the
got what they were
point,
trying
but-
to go for.
Yeah,
but
what
it
they
did
should have
just-
done is like cut all color And since you were watching it on a cathode ray tube TV, the glass would have reflected us, the audience. But alas, they just held a mirror up to the guy operating the camera and said, "It's you."
Yeah, they're basically saying it's your fault that all these characters are dying because you paid to get more of these movies.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh,
And then at one point, someone even then held up that one year where the Time Magazine Person of the Year was you, and it was just sort of like a reflective cover.
Yeah. They were
What
really
year
big
was
in Time
that?
Magazine.
Time Magazine.
That was like when I cared about that kind of stuff and was offended. I want to say 2007.
Let's see. It was 2006. You were very close.
Oh, wow. Wait, 6, 7, close enough.
6, 7. Who's to say? What's the difference?
Yeah.
Man, that movie.
Time Magazine movie.
Uh-huh.
Where they got all the different people who were Person of the Year in that movie.
Yeah.
Up to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was mostly us. Like, it was every person, because we all were the Person of the Year that year.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah.
It was sort of like jury duty. We all got called in for a half day of shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on residuals for that, to be honest.
Crafty was good, though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know how they can afford to pay the population of the globe the residuals for that movie. That didn't even really do that well.
Oh, it flopped. Yeah.
It made
Yeah.
$7.
Yeah.
6 or 7 or 67?
7.
I see. So it made $42.
Yeah, it made 6
7.
of the $7 bills that exist in our universe.
Yeah.
And can you believe they're trying to cut the $7 bill out of circulation?
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because all we have is the penny and the $7 bill.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do with only pennies?
What are we going to say? $7 bill for your thoughts?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I love saying that. I don't want to say penny for your thoughts.
But they're getting rid of the $7 bill. So,
So I'm going to have to start saying penny
Yeah.
for your thoughts?
yeah.
This sucks.
That's right. That's one of the only other things that's different.
Yeah, I think the thing is the $7 bill is, you know, it a lot goes into making it because instead of putting like a famous person's face on it, they do the reflection thing where it's like if you
Right.
hold it up, it shows a reflection of your face. So
Yeah.
I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's just really convenient to have a $7 bill when you're paying cash for certain things, you know?
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about our universe is that most lunches cost less than $7 total.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you're just walking around with so many pennies.
Yeah.
I got lunch
Man.
the other day. It was $4.90. So I had like $2.10 in pennies.
That's heavy.
Man, imagine discontinuing the penny.
Oof.
Oh,
That would be crazy.
that'd be nuts.
What will we
Yeah.
make all of our floors out of?
What will I give you? Wait, if you have thoughts, what will I give you?
Right.
Wait, $7. I keep
Well, of
forgetting
course.
which one
The
is
common phrase.
Right. $7 bill for your thoughts.
This is kind of a tangent, but the other night I went to an improv show and it's like $5 cash. So I think I gave like a 10 and I was like Alexander Hamilton and the person was like, so we don't have a $5 bill. And I'm like, oh, well, that tracks because Abraham Lincoln in a theater, you know, that doesn't mix very well. But I don't think they heard me. They just said, I have 3 Washingtons and whoever this guy is, you know, referring to like Thomas Jefferson on a $2 bill. But yeah.
Dang, they had a lot of currency in that theater.
That's where you got to keep your currency.
Hey, did
I mean-
you like the part in the movie where they went back in time and killed Abraham Lincoln too?
I mean, yeah, I guess I did like the time travel now that you really put my feet to the fire. When you first brought it up as your favorite kill, I was like, right, I guess I forgot about the whole time travel thing. This movie is dense.
Yeah, it's really weird because they trace, you know, in the Scream universe, apparently they trace the origin of Ghostface to like, oh, because of Abraham Lincoln, that idea got created somehow. Like it was so convoluted. I'm not sure that I even was able to follow it.
Right.
Yeah, it was like a legend, you know. Like
They go to the Library of Congress and they get the Presidential Book of Secrets.
and
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage is there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's a box of pizza. Best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I and the Ninja Turtles.
If someone
Because it's
from
Paramount.
Yeah, it's Paramount.
yeah. If someone from another universe were to hear this conversation, I could see them thinking, are they just making things up?
Are they
No,
just
this is
Naming things? Are they?
we
are they just
we are
looking
doing
around
our
the room?
we're doing our darndest to remember the plot of each version of this
Right,
bonkers
right.
movie.
Now,
Yeah.
how many hours was the normal or like the other two? Because mine was like 3.5, or like that's how much I was awake for. I was awake for 3.5 hours.
Well, hang on. You've mentioned the Ninja Turtles and the horror director, so I think you have seen more than one. I wonder, Josiah, if you fell asleep during like the 1 p.m. screening, but woke up in the 7 p.m. screening or something like that.
Oh, so I was
Yeah,
yeah,
and
'cause
because he
was-
paid so much, the person working
just
there
let
took
you-
pity on you.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Yeah, you're probably right because I was
I
like
think
I got there.
in the aggregate, you've maybe seen all three versions. It's kind of like how I never saw the full movie from start to finish of Titanic until like 2 years ago because I had seen it in like 30-minute chunks on TBS and TNT for my entire childhood.
I think I'm still like that with that movie.
Yeah.
I've only seen the first and last third of Fight Club. So
The first and last third?
yeah,
Wow.
the middle third I don't know what happens.
Boy, that's a weird 2/3 to have seen of that movie because
Yeah.
at first it's about a guy who works in an office and at the end it's like a domestic terrorism group.
Yeah.
I was confused. I was definitely confused. I was like, what happened along the way? And they were like, don't worry about it. I was, it's too late at night.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
It's like being an office worker is being a terrorist. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I've seen Office Space.
Yeah.
I already
Came
knew
out the
that.
same year.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I think it
Those two
did.
movies
Yeah.
And The Matrix all came
Is it
out the
99?
same year, and they all are about like a guy in an office who wants something different out of his life. Yeah,
amazing.
1999. Peak
And-
Gen X slackerism.
And hey, Phantom Menace,
Right.
also 99. Palpatine went in office, wanted more in his life. He just
Yeah,
wanted the whole
it's true.
galaxy.
Yeah, and I think we loved about, and not to get into an entirely different movie. I know we only really talking about the Scream franchise, but I loved how in Star Wars Episode 1 in this universe, it was like mostly office-based stuff.
Yeah.
People really liked the idea that it was like about trade routes and like crunching numbers.
Yeah, it
That's
was
what
like
Star
a
Wars is.
6-hour cut or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, hold on. When I saw Star Wars, okay, you're telling
Or
me-
6-7 hours. It was one of those.
right somewhere in there. You're telling me that? Are you saying that it's not 12 hours long? Because every time I've seen it, it's been a full day.
I think
And half
you
of it
might
is like
just
a-
have like some sort of narcolepsy that has to do with watching a movie back to back onto itself.
Or maybe you're like accidentally watching at half the speed on your device.
Oh,
Like, is a
What did
pod
everyone's
racing
voices
fast
sound
or
like?
slow?
Yeah, right, yeah.
pod racing is like just molasses.
Oh,
And
and
also-
did little Anakin sound like this?
I mean, they all sounded like that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
think-
actually sounds like Darth Vader when his voice is slowed down.
I was like, oh, that was what's weird because I was like, that's obviously going to be Darth Vader. They said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then at one
I-
point there was like, it was like my TurboTax, and it was like walking me through taxes, and I was clicking stuff. Was that part of the movie too for you guys?
I think maybe you were just doing your taxes.
Well, I think I'm having a hard time maybe knowing what constitutes as a movie because
It would seem that that is the case.
for me it's as soon as I start a movie and then anything that happens in between that point and when I finish it is the movie.
Huh.
So still actually weirdly enough I'm still watching Casablanca.
I mean, in a meta sense, like to a studio, a movie is not just the movie, it's also the toys that the consumer buys. It's the, I don't know, the soda can that has like the advertising on it. Like it's more than just the movie, for better or worse.
Yeah.
All right, so it's almost like if we mixed all that stuff together, there'd be some kind of like chili, maybe.
Uh-huh. I thought it was cool, all the marketing they did for Scream 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like action figures of all the characters, all the Stranger Things kids, all 3 Hannibals. I thought the like Pepsi machine was cool, like the vending machine.
Yeah. I liked the well, though, when like Spirit Halloween did like a Scream Day where instead of having a variety of masks, they only had ghost face masks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I do love. Ooh, every time I walk into a Spirit Halloween, I get so scared.
Yeah.
Too many scary masks.
They had that like novelty lollipop that you pulled Ghostface's head back and his tongue comes out and you lick that.
Yeah, that's nasty, dude.
They had the Scream VII novelization, which was kind of weird because they didn't do novelizations for any of the other movies.
No.
Yeah.
And it's
That
just
was
a
weird.
thick tome.
Yeah, and each copy has a different ending, so you have to like buy multiple copies.
Yeah.
This whole podcast recording has been also part of the plot of the Three Musketeers for me, because I never finished that.
So wait a second. You're still in the middle of Casablanca and the Three Musketeers?
Well, I started Three Musketeers when I was in 7th grade, and so everything that has happened since then, in my mind, is part of that book. So Casablanca actually takes place inside of the Three Musketeers universe. Well, actually, sorry. Let me go back further. I've never read all of the Bible, so that was like the first book I didn't finish. So, like, really, everything I've read and watched, it takes place in the Bible. Is what I mean.
And that's how God wants it.
So the Fast and Furious are in the Bible.
Yeah. It's biblical is what it is.
You know, something I've thought for a while would be kind of fun to do is if, like, what if you watch a movie, but at the point where a character mentions a different movie, you have to pause the movie and then watch that movie. You can't return to the original movie until you've like finished. But like, then what if that movie within the movie also mentions another movie? I just have to keep going and then keep returning. Like, I think that'd be kind of an interesting experience.
I like
that. Yeah, I wonder what the deepest amount of like generations there would be. You know, like
how far could you go?
What's the combination of movies that gets you the furthest? I mean, this movie would be tough because it has all the stab movies and like you can't get those.
No.
Right. At least not for cheap.
Although, I was gonna say, are they gonna release all the stabs in a box set? I heard rumors about that.
Yeah, like there was a trailer that you can tell that a lot of it is green screen and de-aging and it looks pretty bad, but there's also the curiosity factor of like, what would these look like? And so it's like, it's really tough, you know?
Yeah.
It also comes with like a novelty knife because of like the, you know, stab, whatever.
Yeah.
There is a great fan edit of the version I saw, which is makes it a nice tight hour and a half, and the fan
didn't Topher Grace make that edit?
Oh yeah, you better believe it.
Oh wait, is this the same one where they put in Terror Time Again from Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island?
Oh my god. How'd you know? That's like it's the best part of the edit. It's the entire soundtrack. It's Terror Time Again. One of the best songs ever written.
And shortest. So that must have been played a lot of times.
Yeah, it was. But it was worth it.
But what was so good about the edit? Or was it just that?
Most of the fact that it was just an hour and a half instead of like 12
Right, so you didn't fall asleep.
I didn't fall asleep, no. And I did finish that one. So that movie takes place inside of Casablanca,
the Bible,
which takes place inside of the Bible.
Yeah.
I gotta finish reading the Bible.
Yeah, close this eternal chapter of your life.
Yeah,
it's been tough, you know? I don't love it.
It's like a never-ending story 3, you know?
Yes. I do know, because that's what I'm living. A never-ending story does take place in the Bible for me, too.
Sure. Well, everything
Yeah.
does.
Basically everything does, yeah.
Yeah. 6-7 does. That movie that came out.
Yeah.
The Time Magazine movie.
Yep.
Before we go into ratings, is there anything else you guys want to bring up about this movie?
I think when we eventually get to it on How Star Wars Is It, it'll probably score pretty high because of all the lightsabers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That part, the lightsabers were probably my favorite.
I thought that was a cool touch.
Yeah, they got like the sound effects and everything.
Yeah. And they got that guy from that viral video from like 20 years ago, Star Wars Kid.
Yeah.
He's like fully a father now.
Yeah, he has his own Star Wars kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the last thing I'll say is that, like, hey everybody out there, check in on your Scream 7 fans, okay? See how they're doing, because they are a killer. They're a murderer. All right.
Yeah, one of the endings said so. The killer is you.
Yeah.
And that is hard to reckon with.
And I mean, if we're sending these sort of sentimental messages out to the world, I think I would give the advice of finish the Bible. Do yourself a favor and finish the Bible so that you can enjoy a new thing.
Yeah. I think that's my New Year's resolution now. To start next year. So I do have 11 more months to not read the Bible. Or to finish.
Start next year? So wait a second. How far in did you get?
How far in is Numbers?
That's really early.
Yeah.
That's so boring.
I think that's
part.
like 4 or 5 of the books.
Oh, it was so boring. Like right away, I was like, I can't keep this up.
Because it's just counting, right?
Yeah,
It's spelled NUMB3RS.
Yeah, and basically it just says 6, 7 over and over again. And I was like, I don't get it. You know? It was weird.
Wow.
Yeah,
You got a lot to get through.
Yeah, I think my message to the listeners, you know, like, not to get too preachy or whatever, but I actually recently started eating like plant-based sausages and bacon in my breakfast now, and it's easier than like you might think. So like, I don't know, give it a try, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not fully plant-based right now, but like adding those in the mix, it was like much easier than I thought it would be, honestly.
Nice. Yeah, I was a vegetarian for quite some time, and it made me realize that like there is no excuse for places that sell sausage or hot dogs to not have a vegetarian version of those, because what are they anyway?
Yeah.
They're already just sort of like ground up bullshit spices in them. Like, just make that out of plants and have that as an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a black bean patty really can feel like a meaty patty, and it's
Totally.
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and take this time to say that Mike and Steven are full of shit. They don't know that's all bullshit. Nothing feels as good as eating a big juicy steak. Stay hard out there, carnivores.
Stay hard out there, carnivores.
Yeah.
Stay rock hard.
And if we've learned anything today, it's stay hard out there, carnivores. And 6-7.
And,
Carnivore, I hardly know her.
so
Hardly no or.
no more. Hey, don't call her an or.
All right, so what would you guys rate Scream 7 out of 10, and what's your unit of measurement? And as an added bonus, how Scream is it on a scale from 1 to 10?
Okay.
That's a good question.
I think my unit of measure is going to be 6-7s.
Right.
And how good it was? Oh, gosh, like 9.5, 6-7s. But how Scream it was? I think with all the time travel and like the seeing different presidents and seeing, you know, there was just so many structural things. I think how Scream is Scream 7, 3, 6, 7.
And I think what I want to give it, and like I liked this movie, okay, but like if I do have to compare them all together to the first movie, which I think is like 10 out of 10, you know?
Uh-huh.
I think my unit of measure is going to be 7s, and I am going to give it 6 7s. So it just gets 6 7s for how good it is.
Just anyone can buy microphones and talk into them.
Yeah.
And then I think for how Scream it was, it like Mike said, it's all over the place. So I don't think, but it is a Scream movie. It does have Scream in the name. But so I think I'm gonna have to just gut check, go right in the middle. 5.
5
Okay.
7s.
5 7.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm gonna rate this out of 6s. Like to me, it's a 7. So in terms of quality, I would put it like maybe around Scream 3. Like it feels like that same thing where it's like it's the end of a Scream trilogy and it's enjoyable, but it's also like kind of what are we doing here type thing.
Messy.
Yeah. But in terms of how Scream it is, ooh, I think I'm gonna go with 4 because it does get meta, but in a way I feel like it gets so almost maybe too meta for like what a Scream movie would normally do, you know? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel as grounded. I mean, like Dewey's Ghost, like that is not grounded at all. So
He was
yeah.
floating.
Yeah, right. Literally not grounded.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you guys all got the popcorn bucket, right?
Oh, don't even start.
It looked a bit too yellow, so I just walked away from it.
Yeah. They were like, okay, well, this is a meta movie, so the popcorn bucket is going to be a giant piece of popcorn.
And did you get yours in the bathroom?
I told you, I've made that mistake 3 too many times.
Because at Schmiegel Schwinema, that's actually where you're supposed to go, is the bathroom, to get your popcorn.
No, yeah, I just snuck in food from home. You know, I brought my jacket and took out like the can of ravioli and just ate it straight from there. So, you know.
Uh-huh. Plant-based sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for this Scream 7 discussion, guys. Thanks for helping, review and recap this truly unique piece of cinema and of the franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And go ahead and tell people what your podcast, How Star Wars Is It, is all about and where they can find it.
Yeah, so you can find us at How Star Wars Is It on Instagram. That's mainly where when we post. We post there.
That's mainly where Mike used to post.
Yeah.
Find us wherever podcasts are found. How Star Wars Is It? And we rate things on a scale of 1 to 10. Not of how good or bad they are, but of how Star Wars they are. And that is true in every universe. Except for one in which the podcast is called Is It Star Wars? Yes, but how much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fun little Easter egg.
But that's within a fictional universe contained in the canon of How Star Wars Is It.
Which is also in the Bible.
Yeah.
And I think it also has a podcast called Depressed Dentals or something where they rate movies based on how good or bad the teeth look.
Yeah.
In sad movies.
Yeah, Depressed Dentals is like, it fills a really important niche.
Right.
Yeah.
Teeth rating in movies.
Teeth rating in sad tearjerker movies. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Marley's teeth in Marley and Me.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
choppers.
so check out How Star Wars Is It wherever you find podcasts. And check out Depressed Dentals.
Yeah, please. AKA,
Right.
Some universes called Repressed Rentals, and it's very fun too.
Yeah, it's a fun podcast to listen to. All right, so that'll do it. Thanks for joining me. And this podcast will be back next time with another movie to talk about. So without further delay, have a good day.
All right, so you can email this podcast via delayedreplaypodcast@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts on 6-7. Also, happy birthday to Matthew Lillard when this episode comes out. We hope you're listening. And of course, my other self will be here in a moment to talk about what he's been watching, some of the things he's been watching, anyway since the last time we had an episode out. And man, what a way to begin season 7 with Scream 7. But you can find me, my socials, in the show notes, and go to stevenshinder.com for info on my standalones and stepping stones novels. I feel like last year I didn't really make much progress with more of my writing, like trying to further those habits, but recently did a nice writing session on my own with one of my books I'm working on, so hoping to get really back in the groove of all that. So I think that's it from me for now. Check out Yes Shift. There will be an interview with Bob Seska, who's done the art for Yes's Magnification and Symphonic Live, the latter of which got re-released. We also, over on Drum Talk TV Brilliance, had a fan Q&A with Oliver Wakeman, one of the keyboardists that Yes has had, and he's got his 2005 album Mother's Ruin coming out again for a reissue, and a couple upcoming tours. And we got other cool stuff planned over there, so check out the events calendar on drumtalktvbrilliance.com. So that's it from me for now, and without further delay, here's my other self. Hey everyone, so I've watched quite a lot since the last time I was on here. Not just new stuff, but older stuff. Some rewatches or watches that are new to me. So I'm not going to cover everything, just some of the things that come to mind. And of course, you can always check out my Letterboxd account and also my Goodreads if you want to see what I've been reading. I read quite a lot, but I may touch on that a bit. But yeah, so in terms of new movies of 2026, I'll begin with that. I actually haven't watched many. I don't know if there even are many. I've only watched a couple. I've been wanting to watch 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, but I'm waiting until me and a couple friends are able to figure out our availability and our schedules. So hopefully by the time of next episode, which next episode, I think it's gonna be Soulmate or The Bride. It's gonna be one of those, but it'll come out in 2 weeks, February 7th, whichever it is. But in terms of new movies, I did see Primate, talking about horror movies, so I'll start with that. I'd heard about it, I'd kept hearing about it on the Welcome to Night Vale podcast, and this was definitely worth the watch. It got more violent than I kind of expected. It had suspense, it had intensity. It was surprisingly good. I'd give it an 8 out of 10, I would say. And I think technically the first new movie that I saw from this year was People We Meet on Vacation. So it's more of a rom-com based on a novel, and it's really good. I would also give that an 8. My friend Emily really loves that movie and talks about how much she rewatches it. It's a comfort movie. It definitely is. I've seen it twice now, but she's seen it more. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. And I'll talk about The Bone Temple after I see it, hopefully next time. But in terms of TV shows, let's see. I watched the second season of The Walking Dead, Dead City. I remember the first season being kind of weird, and the second one had my interest a bit more. But yeah, having these post-main series, mini-series type, or it's not even a mini-series because it's multiple seasons, but I think season 3 is supposed to be the final one, or maybe if that's for Daryl Dixon. But yeah, I found that the second seasons of both of those shows had my interest a bit more, so I kind of wonder if they truly got better or if it's just where I was what in life or how I was feeling the day that I watched each of those things. But in terms of semi-related, I guess in terms of genre, post-apocalyptic, I finally got around to watching the 2 seasons that are out of The Last of Us, finally caught up. And the show is really good. I think people exaggerate when they say it's way better than The Walking Dead. There's a lot about it that feels very similar to The Walking Dead in terms of character drama and the suspense. I think The Last of Us is just, it feels a bit more focused in terms of how many characters it zeroes in on, so it focuses on fewer characters, whereas Walking Dead feels more like an ensemble. But yeah, it's really good. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'm really curious to see how season 3 explores a certain character, and I've heard that this is basically following the structure of the first 2 games. So yeah, I can't wait to see how season 3 comes across. And I heard it might be the final season, but I guess we'll see. Maybe it should be, depending on how the story goes. But yeah, in terms of video game shows, Fallout, I watched the season 2 premiere over the holiday season, and I haven't really felt the desire to continue watching it. It's not bad, it's just I don't really know how interested in it I am. Now, to be fair, I'm also still behind on The Mighty Nine, which when I watched those first 2 episodes, I was just blown away, and I really need to get back into that. It's based on a campaign from Critical Role, a D&D thing. And yeah, I do want to get back to that, but that definitely, I'm more excited to get back to that than I am to see what else happens in Fallout. I don't know, like maybe someone in the audience needs to convince me or something. I'm also, I think, like 3 episodes behind on Percy Jackson and the Olympians. The season has been generally enjoyable. It's just, I don't know, I've been busy and more wanting to watch other things, even stuff that's not new. But maybe if I were a Percy Jackson person as a kid, maybe I would be more committed to watching each new episode right away, but that's just where things are right now with me. And also, I guess I should talk a little bit about the final season of Stranger Things. Overall, it was okay. Like, I kind of agree with my friend who said that it could have just been 2 movies. I do think the finale was good. Like, there were some really heartwarming moments, and I think people made too much of a hubbub about a certain coming out scene. Like, it's like they had never seen the earlier seasons of the show, and there's also that weird point of view of like, oh, this is not how people would react to this in the 80s. They would react negatively. But like, with these characters who have been through hell and almost lost each other at certain points, this is a very unique group, so I don't think they would reject someone who comes out. And yeah, it's just, people are really, like, I have little patience for people who have so much of a problem with a character being queer on this show. And I thought the scene was beautifully done, and it can help reassure people who also have a fear of coming out. So yeah, there's that. Good ending. not sure if a whole final season was justified, but it's over. There'll be a couple spin-offs, I think, but I think that's I don't know. I don't know how interested I am in those, really. Like, it is what it is. It's the end of an era. I think there was some other show. Oh, Star Trek Starfleet Academy premiered, and the first 3 episodes are out. Now, I've enjoyed each of the newer Star Trek shows that have come out since 2017, this streaming era of Star Trek. But in the lead up to this, I was not necessarily feeling like, oh, I gotta watch this as soon as possible. But once I saw that it was on Paramount Plus, I think it was like 9:15 p.m. that first night, I put it on, and I was pleasantly surprised by how engaging the show was. There are serious moments, but there are also fun moments, and this is Star Trek. Like, if people find it to be like not Star Trek, I just don't get it. Like, there are these people who make it their mission to comment on every post that any new iteration of Star Trek is just bad because it's not pre-2006 Star Trek, and it's just ridiculous. Like, these people are just never gonna be happy about anything. But yeah, good show. I'm really loving this. I actually, toward the end of last year, I finally finished reading the post Star Trek Nemesis novels that take place in the alternate, like, I guess, book universe. The books that came out before Star Trek Picard changed the lore of that time period, but they ended up doing this trilogy that ties up, or tries to tie up, not everything, but some of basically tries to end that alternate timeline, which is something that Star Wars was not able to do. Did I talk about this last time in the season finale of Return of the Living Dead? Maybe I did. I don't know, but yeah, like the finale. Okay, yeah, I just checked I did last time. So yeah, my Star Trek reading habits now have been feeling kind of different. They feel a bit more spaced out now that I don't have that goal of trying to finish that time frame of that universe, even though there were other books of different time periods in Star Trek that I was reading in between. And I still have Star Trek novels on my reading list, but trying to work in a bit more of some of the other stuff I'm catching up on. So you can check out my Goodreads to see what I'm reading, and not just novels, but also comics and audio dramas, Doctor Who audio dramas. And in terms of Star Wars, there was a trailer for Maul Shadow Lord, and anything Darth Maul, I'm automatically interested, but I think it's set a few years after Revenge of the Sith, whereas my preference would have been for something set between Solo and Rebels that covers the Kira storyline. Like, I know her story continues into the comics in the original trilogy era, but the period where she's learning from Maul, that has not been covered. So I'm hoping that this show could get a future season that covers that. At the moment, it looks like there's a Twi'lek character, and it immediately reminded me of when George Lucas wanted Darth Talon from the Star Wars Legacy comics to be like Darth Maul's partner in crime, which is so weird of an idea because Darth Talon in the Star Wars Legacy comics lives more than a century after the movies, like in that future time period. So maybe this is a little tip of the hat to that. I don't know if this has been confirmed or not. I am not as dialed in on Star Wars news and speculation, but I don't think it's going to be I don't think we're gonna have like a Darth Talon name drop type of thing. You know, the character design obviously different, but even with that in mind, I kind of don't think they're gonna like be really on the nose using the Darth Talon name. But I don't know, it could be wrong. I do think Darth Vader could appear by the end of this show, because when Maul appears in Star Wars Rebels, he says, "I can't face Vader alone." And that to me says that he has faced Vader before and just narrowly escaped. So I'm excited for this. It comes out in April. I think it even ends on May the 4th. So we have that, and then we have Mandalorian and Grogu, which I'm a little less excited about compared to Maul Shadow Lord. But maybe it could be a surprise hit. I've enjoyed Mandalorian Season 3 more than most from the looks of it. I enjoyed it more than Season 2, but not as much as Season 1. But I am invested in those characters and want to see what happens with them next. So, yeah, it would take me a long time to catch y'all up on everything that I've watched. But, yeah, just check my Goodreads and Letterboxd and socials, and I'll, like, if I'm watching something, I'll probably post about it. And, yeah, I've just been involved, continue to be involved in the improv scene near me, so that's been a lot of fun. But yeah, curious to see what else will happen this year and what surprise movies there may be that are not even on my radar that might really impress me. So I guess that's it for now, and without further delay, have a good day.